My friends, life is not always easy. There are seasons when the weight of sorrow presses so heavily upon us that it feels almost unbearable. Some of you are in that place right now. You lie awake at night, tossing and turning, wondering if things will ever change. The questions run through your mind, and the doubts whisper into your soul. Does anyone really see what I'm going through? Does anyone truly care about the pain that I carry? I want you to hear this truth today. God knows your pain. He knows every single tear that has fallen from your eyes, and He knows every silent cry of your heart. Nothing escapes His notice. He is not distant. He is not unaware. He is closer to you in your struggles than you realize, walking beside you even when you cannot feel His presence. So often, when pain comes into our lives, we begin to question the very goodness of God. We wonder, if He loves me, why am I facing this hardship? If He is for me, why does it seem like the battles are never ending? But let me remind you of something powerful. God never promised that life would be free from pain. What He did promise is that He would be with you in the midst of it. He promised that His grace would be sufficient, and His strength would be made perfect in your weakness. Every trial you face has a purpose, even when you cannot see it. Just as fire refines gold, your struggles are refining your character and strengthening your faith. What the enemy intends to use to destroy you, God can turn around and use for your good. Your hardship is not wasted. It is shaping you into someone stronger, more compassionate, more dependent on His power. Some of you have been waiting a long time for relief. You've prayed faithfully, but the answer has not yet come. You've knocked on doors, but they remain closed. You've tried to stay strong, but deep down you are weary. And in that place of waiting, the enemy tries to convince you that God has forgotten you. But hear this, God has not forgotten you. His silence is not His absence. His timing is not always our timing, but His timing is always perfect. What you see as a delay may simply be His preparation. Behind the scenes, He is arranging things in ways you cannot comprehend. He is putting the right people in place, creating opportunities you could never have opened for yourself, and removing obstacles that you may not even know exist. When the breakthrough comes, you will see that every moment of waiting had a purpose. Do not let the weight of the present blind you to the hope of the future. The struggles you face today are not permanent. The night may be long, but morning will come. The storm may rage, but it will not last forever. God has promised that He will never leave you nor forsake you, and that promise stands firm in every season of your life. There is a breakthrough coming for those who trust Him, a season of healing, a time of restoration. A moment when the chains that hold you down will be broken, and the burdens that way you will be lifted. But the key is to keep holding on, to keep trusting, to keep believing even when your circumstances tell you otherwise. Faith is not about seeing. Faith is about trusting the one who sees beyond what you see. Cast your cares upon Him, for He cares for you. Lay down the burdens you were never meant to carry. Place your struggles in His hands, because His hands are strong enough to hold the universe, and they are gentle enough to hold you. Trust Him with your pain and believe that He can bring beauty out of ashes, joy out of sorrow, and hope out of despair. And when the breakthrough does come, and it will, you will look back and realize that every struggle was not wasted. You will see that the tears you cried watered the seeds of a greater testimony. You will see that the pain you endured produced a strength in you that nothing else could have given. And your story will shine as a light of encouragement to others who are walking the same road. So lift up your head, even in the midst of the valley. Do not let despair steal your hope. The same God who has carried you this far will not leave you where you are. He knows your pain. He sees your struggles. He has already written the next chapter of your life, and it is filled with healing, with victory, with restoration, and with joy. The breakthrough is closer than you think. Hold on, because God is faithful, and His promises will never fail. Life has a way of placing burdens on our shoulders that seem far too heavy to bear. Each of us, at some point, walks through valleys where questions echo in our hearts. We wonder why the road is so rough, why the answers to our prayers take so long, and why the struggles never seem to end. But let me remind you today, your struggles are not meaningless. Your pain is not wasted. Every tear, every disappointment, every sleepless night carries a purpose that goes beyond what you can see right now. God, in His wisdom, allows certain struggles to enter our lives not to destroy us, but to strengthen us. Think about it. Gold is refined in the fire, and diamonds are formed under pressure. In the same way, the challenges you face are shaping you into something far stronger than you were before. What feels like a crushing weight today is molding your character, increasing your faith, and preparing you for the blessings ahead. So often, we pray for God to remove the storm, when in reality, He is teaching us how to stand firm in the middle of it. The struggle itself becomes the training ground for greater victories. Without resistance, there can be no growth. Without battles, there can be no triumph. And without tears, there would be no testimony of how God wiped them away. Some of you are walking through seasons of deep discouragement, carrying questions that have no clear answers. You may feel abandoned, but the truth is, God is closer to you in the valley than on the mountaintop. He is near to the brokenhearted. He bends low to comfort the weary. You may not feel Him in the noise of your pain, but He has never left your side. He is working in silence, arranging things in ways you cannot yet understand. When you face difficulties, it's easy to ask, why me? But the real question is, what is this teaching me? Every struggle has a lesson. Every hardship carries hidden treasure. Patience, humility, endurance, compassion. These qualities are not learned in moments of ease, but in seasons of testing. And once you have walked through those seasons, you are able to reach back and lift others who are struggling with the same burden. Your struggle becomes their encouragement. Your pain becomes their hope. Do not despise the delays or the unanswered prayers, because often God is protecting you from something you cannot see. What you think is a setback may actually be a setup for something greater. The job you didn't get, the relationship that didn't work out, the door that closed in your face, those struggles are pointing you toward the path that God has chosen for you. He sees the bigger picture, and His plans are always higher than ours. The enemy wants you to believe that your struggles are proof that God has forgotten you. But the truth is, your struggles are proof that He is preparing you. He disciplines those He loves, not out of cruelty, but out of care. Just as a parent guides a child, God allows challenges so that we grow into maturity, fully equipped for the journey ahead. And let me tell you this, the struggle will not last forever. Breakthrough is on its way. The darkest night always gives way to morning. What you are enduring today will not compare to the joy that is coming. The tears you cry will one day be replaced by shouts of victory. The season of waiting will one day become a season of rejoicing. Hold on to that promise, because God has never failed to keep His word. You are not defined by your struggles, but by the strength you find in God through them. The pain you feel today is only temporary, but the lessons, the growth, and the faith you gain will last forever. When the breakthrough comes, and it will, you will look back and thank God for the very struggles you once prayed would go away. You will see how every closed door, every delay, every trial was part of a greater plan to bring you to where you are meant to be. So don't give up in the middle of the struggle. Don't lose hope when the road gets hard. Lift your head and trust the one who holds your future. Your struggles have purpose. They are preparing you for blessings you cannot imagine, for victories you cannot yet see, and for a testimony that will inspire others long after the pain has passed. And when that day comes, you will understand that the struggle was never meant to break you. It was meant to build you. My friends, life has a way of pressing on us in ways we don't expect. Pain comes knocking at the door, struggles rise like waves, and burdens pile high until it feels impossible to breathe. Some of you know that feeling right now. You've been waiting for an answer, longing for a change, praying for a miracle, yet nothing seems to move. You may ask yourself in the silence of your heart, does God see me? Does He know what I'm going through? Let me reassure you today. Yes, He knows. He knows the sleepless nights when your pillow is soaked with tears. He knows the silent battles that rage inside of you, battles no one else can see. He knows the weight you carry and the questions that haunt your soul. And not only does He know, but He cares deeply. The Word tells us that God is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. That means He is not far from you. Even in your darkest valley, His presence surrounds you. Your pain has not gone unnoticed. Your struggles are not meaningless. Every hardship you face is shaping you, molding your character, and preparing you for what is yet to come. You see, the God who holds the universe in His hands also holds your story, and He writes it with purpose. But here is where so many of us struggle. We want answers now. We want the breakthrough today. We want the door to open immediately. Yet often God does not move according to our clock. What seems like delay to us is not delay to Him. His timing is different, and His timing is perfect. When you think He is silent, He is working behind the scenes. When you think nothing is happening, He is arranging circumstances you cannot see, preparing people you haven't met, and aligning opportunities you don't yet know about. Some of you are weary because the waiting has been long. You've prayed faithfully, but the answer hasn't come. You've believed for change, but the mountain hasn't moved, and the enemy whispers lies that perhaps God has forgotten you, or that maybe your prayers don't matter. But don't believe those lies. The truth is this: God's delays are not denials. What He promised, He will bring to pass. When the right time comes, no force in hell, no circumstance on earth, no obstacle in your path will be able to stop what He has ordained for you. Remember this: your pain will not last forever. The storm you're in today is not permanent. Night always gives way to morning. Winter always gives way to spring. Struggles eventually give way to breakthroughs. When God steps in, everything can change in a single moment. That's why you must not give up. Don't quit before your miracle arrives. Don't let discouragement steal your faith. Trust that His timing is greater than your impatience. Cast your cares upon Him, for He cares for you. Stop trying to carry the whole weight of life on your own shoulders. Place it in His hands, the hands that formed the heavens, the hands that carry the cross, the hands that will never fail you. Even when you cannot trace His hand, you can trust His heart. Even when you cannot see the evidence of His work, you can believe that He is faithful. And when your breakthrough does come, and it will, you will look back and realize that every delay had a purpose. You will see that every tear you cried watered the ground for your testimony. You will understand that the struggle you thought would break you actually built you. What was once pain will become your platform to encourage others. What was once weakness will become your strength, and your story will bring hope to those walking the very road you once traveled. So hold on, my friend, don't lose hope. The same God who carried you yesterday will carry you today, and He will carry you tomorrow. He has not abandoned you. He has not forgotten your name. He knows your pain, He sees your struggles, and He is preparing your breakthrough. Lift up your head, for redemption is nearer than you think. The answer is on its way. The season of waiting will give way to a season of rejoicing. God's timing is perfect, not a second too early, not a second too late. Trust Him, lean on Him, and believe with all your heart that what He has started in you, He will finish. The breakthrough you've been longing for is closer than you realize, and when it comes, you will see that every step of the journey was worth it. My friends, I want to speak directly to your heart today. Life is not always easy. There are valleys so deep, nights so long, and burdens so heavy that you wonder if you will ever rise again. Some of you are sitting here with silent struggles, carrying pain that no one else can see. You smile in front of others, but when you are alone, the tears fall. You ask yourself, does anyone really understand? Does anyone see my brokenness? Does God even know what I am going through? I want to tell you with all certainty, yes, He knows. He knows the battles you fight in the quiet of your heart. He knows the weight pressing down on your shoulders. He knows the nights when sleep will not come because your mind is racing with worry. He knows the disappointment of unanswered prayers and the ache of dreams that feel like they have been shattered. Nothing you are facing is hidden from Him. He is not blind to your suffering, and He has not turned away from you. Scripture tells us that He is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. That means when you feel weakest, He is closest. When you think you are forgotten, He is holding you even tighter. Every tear you shed is noticed. Every prayer you whisper is heard. Even when you feel alone, heaven is paying attention to your story. Some of you have been waiting for a long time. You have prayed for healing, for provision, for a door to open, for peace to return. You have wondered why the answer has not come, why the situation has not changed, why the burden still remains. The enemy whispers that maybe God has forgotten you, maybe He does not care, maybe this is how it will always be. But let me assure you, God's timing is never wrong. What feels like a delay is not denial. What looks like silence is not abandonment. He is working behind the scenes in ways you cannot see. When you plant a seed in the ground, you do not see growth immediately. The seed is hidden in the soil, but something is happening. Roots are forming, strength is being built beneath the surface. And when the time is right, it breaks through the ground and grows into what it was created to be. Your life is like that seed. Right now, you may feel buried in struggle, but you are not buried to die. You are planted to grow. Breakthrough is coming soon. The storm you are facing will not last forever. The pain you carry will not define your future. The season of struggle will give way to a season of strength. You may not see it yet, but God is aligning things in your favor. He is opening doors that no one can shut. He is removing obstacles you do not even know about. He is preparing opportunities that you are not yet ready to handle, but when the moment comes, you will see why the wait was necessary. Your task is not to carry the weight on your own, but to place it in His hands. Cast all your cares upon Him, because He cares for you. Trust Him when you cannot trace Him. Believe Him when the evidence around you seems to argue against it. Hold on when everything inside of you wants to let go. Faith is not built when everything makes sense. Faith is built in the seasons of uncertainty, in the moments when you must choose to believe without seeing, and when your breakthrough comes, and it will, you will understand why the journey looked the way it did. You will see that the pain shaped your character. You will see that the struggle made you stronger. You will realize that every tear watered the seed of your future. What felt like your breaking point will be revealed as your turning point. And not only will you be lifted, but your story will become a testimony for others. Someone else is walking the road you are on right now. Someone else is crying the same tears, asking the same questions, feeling the same weight. When they see how God carried you, when they hear how He gave you strength, when they watch how He turned your struggle into victory, their faith will rise because of your story. So lift your head today. You are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, you are not defeated. The same God who has brought you this far will not let you down now. The pain you feel is temporary. The valley you walk through is not permanent. The chains around you are breaking even as you hold on in faith. Breakthrough is coming soon. Hold on, keep trusting, and keep believing. For the God who knows your pain is the same God who is preparing your victory. My friends, life is not without its valleys. Each of us, in one way or another, has walked through seasons of pain, disappointment, and struggle. There are moments when the weight of our burdens feels unbearable, when the nights seem endless, and when the silence of our prayers feels louder than the cries of our hearts. But I want you to hear this truth today: you are not unseen, and you are not forgotten. God knows exactly where you are and what you are going through. He has counted every tear, and He understands the struggles that weigh heavy upon you. There are times when pain feels so personal, so isolating, that we wonder if anyone could possibly understand. Yet the One who created you knows every detail of your life. He knows the thoughts that trouble you in the midnight hour. He knows the fears you carry into tomorrow. He knows the heartbreak that has stolen your joy. And not only does He know, but He cares deeply. His heart is moved by your pain, and His hand is reaching out to sustain you even now. Sometimes we confuse God's silence with absence. We pray and hear no immediate answer, and the waiting begins to feel like abandonment. But waiting is not wasting. What may feel like a delay is often God's way of preparing you for something greater than you could imagine. His timing is never off, His plans are never flawed, and His love is never failing. Though you may not see it now, He is arranging circumstances, aligning people, and opening doors that will reveal His purpose at the right moment. This is why you must not lose hope. The valley is not forever. The storm will not last always. The night cannot hold back the morning. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. God has a way of showing up just when the weight seems too heavy to carry, just when the road seems impossible to climb. And when He does, everything changes. Chains fall, doors open, and light pierces the darkness. You may feel like you are at the end of your strength, but that is often where God's strength begins to show its power. When you can no longer carry yourself, He carries you. When you no longer see a way, He makes a way. The same God who parted seas, healed the sick, and raised the dead has not lost His power. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And He knows how to take your deepest pain and turn it into your greatest victory. But here is something even more beautiful. Your struggles today are not just about you. What you endure now can become a testimony that inspires others. When you overcome, you show those around you that they can overcome too. When God lifts you out of the valley, your story becomes a beacon of hope for someone still walking through theirs. The pain that tried to break you will one day become the very story that strengthens another soul. Perhaps you have wondered why you have had to endure such hardship, why your road has been so heavy. Maybe part of the answer is this: someone else needs your testimony. Someone else needs to see that God still works miracles, that He still answers prayer, that He still brings beauty from ashes. And when you stand on the other side of your trial, you will not only have victory, but you will carry the light of hope for others who are still searching. So today, lift your eyes beyond your pain and fix them on the promise of God's faithfulness. Do not allow the enemy to convince you that your struggle is the end of your story. It is not the end. It is a chapter, and the next one is being written by the hand of God Himself. The same hand that has guided you this far will not abandon you now. He knows your pain, He sees your struggles, and He has already ordained your breakthrough. Hold on a little longer, trust a little deeper, believe a little stronger. The valley will give way to victory. The tears will give way to joy. The struggles will give way to strength. And your testimony will inspire others to believe that what God has done for you, He can do for them as well.